Last week on Wandering Monster, Odd and Strange Encounters, we were introduced to our players and the characters they play. In a small tavern in the center of the city, our adventurers encountered a devil eager to make a deal. With perhaps a little short-sightedness and a bit of poor negotiating, we accepted their task, a contract to descend into the Stygian library to meet the gates of hell and deliver a birthday gift to a certain devil. Will our adventurers survive their brush with forbidden knowledge, liminal spaces, and literal hell? Only one way to find out, here on Wandering Monster. Roll initiative!
So you have just accepted a contract, maybe without fully reading it, from Rogoman, a devil who really fancies himself more of a solicitor than anything, who has contracted you to bring his younger brother Ignis a package for his spawning day. A nice little spawning day gift wrapped in mysterious brown paper splattered with blood, with the explicit instructions to A, not open it, and B, to sprinkle fresh blood on it daily to prevent some type of unspecified consequences. The terms and conditions are quite clear in the contract, and you are to find him by going through the Stygian library, which is one of the best and perhaps safest routes to get to the infernal gates. So Rogoman had suggested that you could get a point of entry by going in through one of the many local bookstores that's in town. He specifically mentioned one where there happened to have been a pretty grisly murder. Perhaps that might be the key to unlocking the bowels of the Stygian library. But what was that murder? I know there's some pretty nasty rumors, but what was supposed to have happened in this bookstore?
Paper cuts. Lots of them.
Yeah.
All from numerous different books swirling around.
That's why I don't touch books.
Yeah. That's definitely why I don't touch them either. Not because I'm semi-literate.
Was it death by 1,000 paper cuts? Was that what that was?
A lot more than that, I believe.
Yeah, that's just like the left foot. 1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah.
It's like every yeah.
Wasn't
Like
a
at
lot
least
left in the
2,000.
guy afterward, from what I've heard. Yeah.
Like it was like the entire encyclopedia section, like a handful of the dictionaries, all of the children's books. They're covered in blood because that's when like they were really getting in deep. And then there was the collection of autobiographies by people who were committed to an insane asylum. That's what they used for the back of the head.
On the plus side, half off of everything at this point, basically.
Also, the Madness Heart press section, untouched, unsullied.
To shreds, you say?
That's why
Said.
it's why my people don't believe that children should have more than one book ever. See how dangerous that many books could be.
The other question is, was the culprit or culprits in this grisly murder ever caught? And B, what is the name of this unfortunate bookstore that seems to be having this fire sale?
No, we were not.
Funnily enough, the red page, they mentioned it as a pun, but
It will make cleanup easier though, since the interior
pretty
decor.
damn good.
Yeah,
That was pretty damn good, Charles.
Thanks. Thank you.
A plus pun.
You might find a little bit of extra XP in your paycheck this week.
Excellent.
All right. So you are making your way towards the red page. Now, you did receive, or perhaps, depending who you ask, a advance fee for buying any types of equipment or things you might need for spelunking through the Stygian library. Are there any last-minute shoppings that you need to do, or are you already ready to turn a new page and go to the red page?
Are
I'm
there
good to go, personally.
shoppings? Yeah, I don't think I need anything. I think I'm pretty well equipped.
I'm good to go.
All right, stand by 1 second.
My notes from last time are no longer on my character sheet.
My Stygian space heater was reminding me that it is getting colder, which could always be a sign that there might be some type of paranormal activity abound.
Behind you. Yeah.
So you make your way to the red page, and already swinging in the breeze, you can see the wooden sign. Of course, it has that nice quintessential squeak that all good bookstores have of their placard signs out front. Some people say the louder the squeak, the sweeter the book. Well, that being said, there's that big sign saying, 50% off all stained and gently used books. And if you remember, Rogomon suggested that you need to go there at night so that the light of the full moon would help to open some type of passageway or make it more clear. Details were a little bit sketchy. So after you've had your kind of long day, it's a cool, breezy evening. Most people have settled in towards their favorite tavern, and the bookstore itself looks to be closed.
Well, that's never stopped any of us before.
Yeah.
I can't read common.
Who's
It only looks to be closed. That doesn't mean it's closed. It could be open.
Don't we have a thief in our party or somebody who's good at this type of stuff?
Don't look at me. That's a racial prejudice against us.
I was sort of glancing in John's direction actually, because the spider people the regular normal human people are known to be quite crafty, and by that I mean making of crafts. So
That is true. I, a normal human worm baby, am quite adroit at the getting into places where I am most welcome. A law-abiding human worm baby.
Yep. Yeah.
There's some clicking from underneath the hood of his robe that maybe is laughter.
Yeah, yeah. You guys cool with a little B&E? It sounds like it's definitely not my first B&E because it's not my first B&E.
Abernathy is flipping through his spell book and he's like, I'm pretty sure that I had knock prepared, but maybe I used that to rob an orphanage earlier this morning. Maybe tomorrow.
And I left my cinder block in my other pants, so I can't get us in.
I was hoping you knew a shortcut.
Can't do it.
Skarscan kind of in very exaggerated, looking around and taking long strides on the tips of his boots, goes to the side of the bookstore. Or is it an adjoined building, so it's one flush, or is there alleys on either side of the bookstore? What are we looking at here? So when you're crime, Ian.
Oh, of course. I will be complicit in this. So you see that there is a alley on one side and a shared wall with a business next door. What was that business?
It's a candle shop of some type. Scented candles.
Yeah. You can smell it for blocks. It's horrifying.
It's the best place to use the restroom if you're out in the town and you have to go, because no one's going to notice what you did.
Because of all the piss-scented candles.
Yeah.
No, those are the words of a man who I think has real-life pooping strategies that might play into his character a little bit.
Look, I'm not saying that the mall in Plainfield, Indiana did or didn't have a Yankee Candle store. And I'm not going to say that it had men's room and women's room and not just one unisex. But, it was nice.
local gaming company, Oddfish Game, does have a line of adventure scents. So I'm imagining that this candle shop has like the candle that you need to light to really set the scene for whatever book you're reading. You have some type of mystery novel, then you can get different clandestine scents, or romance novel, all kinds of floral scents of the candle. And yes, there is a small section for piss candles for the,
Discerning?
discerning client. We'll leave it at that. They are, of course, kept away from children on a high shelf. So as you're kind of looking around this, you can see that there is a alleyway that extends the length of the shop. There is a tall vaulted ceilings for this bookshop, along with what looks to be maybe like a chimney that goes inside.
How wide do we think the chimney opening is?
Are you climbing the roof?
I'm thinking about it. I haven't said that I was or wasn't. Do I need to roll to see if I think I could Santa Claus my way down that, or do I?
Oh
just
shit!
get to know
Plus,
it?
with your reduced body weight, I bet the strongest person in our party, which might even be me, could throw you up there. If you're down with that, I would be very gentle.
Is this a toss?
Yeah, it's a hobbit toss. Yes.
Hey,
Ooh,
hey, half. Sorry,
Halfling.
hey,
Half-
halfling, not
half-
hobbit. Lawsuits have been made over less, and I don't need this here.
I'm sorry. I said Abernathy earlier when I really meant Jiles. I did not mean any type of magic user slur or slight towards you, Abernathy.
You know, I was wondering why I was pulling out my magical books. Haven't mentioned that to any of you before. Didn't say what my class was, since we haven't outed that. Thanks, Ian. I don't even remember messaging you my ideas about this. Who's Ian? I'm using my character voice. Should know who the fuck Ian is.
I thought I was the weird alien one here. Apparently, we're all idiots.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
going
we
to
are.
go with my exaggerated sneaking, which, like, on one hand, it's like, what is this idiot doing? But if anyone notices, I am actually moving completely silently and, like,
Cool.
blending into the wall just a little bit. Ian, I'm taking some liberties just for flavor with what we talked about earlier. Mechanically, no effect until we do it, but for flavor wise, it's like, again, as he's sneaking around the site, it's like, what is this one? Wait a second, that's actually really sneaky. And as soon as he's around this corner of the building, I'm going to start looking for windows or anything entry, including upwards.
Point of flavor. The move silently ability is mostly relegated to the thief class, which you don't have. So it also could be amusing that you think you're being stealthy and yet you're like knocking and rattling every pane of glass as you're like spider clicking along a wall or something. Like, could
That's
also
true.
be a funny scene.
It's
I'm moving
actually
silently.
just it's a little trio of xylophone notes every time a toe touches down.
Well, especially since I probably click a little when I move and hiss when I'm like thinking. Like,
while you're thinking, that
large
sounds so
spiders hiss. By the way, if you didn't know that, large spiders hiss, and it's kind of horrifying.
roaches too.
However,
yeah.
I am good at blending in. But yeah, are there any windows on this floor or the second floor / roof that I can spot?
So these have elongated vaulted windows for most of the panes to really let that optimal light through. They rely heavily on natural light from the looks of it, just because of the nature of their goods. There is off to the side, more safely contained, a little bit of a hearth around there, some chairs, but that fireplace is notably there's some distance away from bookshelves. So you could potentially pry or try one of the upper windows or the chimney place. From here, you can feel like because of how nice the weather has been lately, no fire has been stoked today nor recently.
All right, yeah. I am going to scale the side of this building and go to the chimney.
All right.
That sounds like the safest route in to me.
You're able to climb the side of the building with no problem whatsoever.
But how big is the opening? I don't believe that question was ever answered.
So, well, the only person that's on the roof to really kind of get that view would be Skaar. So, Skaar, you see that you have a large chimney. It's probably 1.5 by 2 feet. A lot of ventilation because of the vaulted ceiling. So, decidedly, someone of small frame or stature could probably wiggle their way down.
Are you saying that it is actually too small for me?
Well, I mean, chimneys. We'll say it's 2 feet by 2 feet. I don't know what your chassis.
I live in a state that is perpetually 90 degrees. I don't have a lot of experience with chimneys.
Okay.
About that big around, John. That's about the size of the opening.
It really depends. Mine's larger at home.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the house I grew
know
up in,
because
we
I
had a
have an
bigger
open
one.
insurance claim for my chimney right now, and it's an ongoing battle of mine. So I would just say if we want to round up and make it a nice square chimney, it's 2 by 2.
Yeah, I'm not getting through there.
I thought you were skinny.
Abernathy.
What was that, Ian?
I thought drow were of a very slight frame.
I do think I'm pretty slight. I'm trying to... Wait, what are you saying about me, motherfucker? No. Yeah, I think I'm having a hard time, like, conceptualizing. I'm not good with size, which is why I told people for years that I was 6 feet tall. I am not 6 feet tall. I'm a robust 5'8".
Based on things I have seen in nature, you can climb on down there.
Yeah. Wait, I'm a fucking spiders can. Yeah, dude, I can definitely slink in there.
Climb on down there.
I'm all squishy.
Yeah, you're like
So
right?
I'm
like
just
all
climb down that chimney.
But yeah. So
Yeah.
shouldn't be a
I got
problem.
this.
All right.
Now that Spider Claus is there to give all the children a special treat, that
I need a fake beard immediately, y'all.
Yeah. Well, you can spin yourself one.
I mean, your hood has little tassels. You could just
That's
arrange
true.
them
Yeah,
into
yeah.
a beard.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I do hope there are children in there for him to terrify. That would be fun. Yeah.
Do you divest? Do you divest yourself of any of your equipment before you scuttle on down, or do you just go down as you are on your character sheet?
Oh, you know what? No, I'm going to kind of scuttle to the side of the building and lower my backpack full of my equipment and my staff down. I will keep the sword kind of like close to my chest as I scuttle down in case there is a guard or something down there. But all the bigger stuff I drop down to the street level.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and catch those for you, being your faithful sidekick for the last little while. So, and then I scoot around the front, knowing the drill, because I imagine what you're gonna do is unlock it.
Unlock the door. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Cool. We're in almost.
So you are able to scamper your way down this chimney, and of course, by the end of it, you roll out, and you are adjusted in a light patina, or in various places a thick patina of creosote and ash and dirt, which makes you look quite horrifying in a way as you emerge from the chimney place. Unbeknownst to you, probably, you are leaving this horrible foot trail of whatever your feet look like as you are going to the door.
I am wearing boots over my weird spider paws.
All right. You can notice, though, from a kind of cursory glance as you're kind of taking in the library, there are many different repeating rows of books. And, of course, up in the upper rafters and various points in the vaulted ceiling, there are some stains that haven't been painted over yet. And you can tell that maybe someone needs to re-clean the floorboards another time for all the blood that's soaked in between the boards.
Tasty.
But anything you want to do before you unlock the door and let your compatriots in?
I am just going to kind of do a cursory scuttle around the room to make sure there are no like guards I'm not seeing, any kind of search for traps or any kind of triggers or alarms before I open the door.
Now, normally I have everything being player facing. I am going to, for the traditional OSR feel, the 1-on-6 exploration style role, such as detecting secret doors, room traps, and other things. I'm going to roll that way so you don't know if you succeeded or not.
Gotcha. So for my... Oh, it's 1-6.
I've got your character sheet pulled up. So you don't think you see anything that would be like an alarm or any guard. It's very quiet here. You can see that there's some little bit of ambient light that's coming in from the moon as it's beginning to rise, not quite at its zenith. So it's dark in here, but you can also very clearly see the heap of books and overflowing bookcase full of discounted books. Limited edition, special red page discount.
Fair.
I'd buy one. I'd buy anything they'd sell me that had been drenched in blood.
I'm just imagining the three of us standing the 4 of us standing on the other side of the door, like. So you guys seen any good puppetry lately?
Like it.
Yeah, you can let your compatriots in whenever you
want. I'm
want.
going to let everyone in.
All right.
Cool. And I'm going to go ahead and also just do a quick trap sweep, since that's like one of my special abilities or what have you.
All right. So you go around the room, kind of putting your senses out there, and nothing really sticks out to you in the immediacy.
Okay. I shoot everyone a thumbs up. So I guess now we just wait for the moon to show us where we're supposed to get into this Stygian library, or the spaces between, I guess, before the Stygian library, because the Stygian library is in hell, correct?
The Stygian library is in an interstitial space, basically.
Oh, so the Stygian library is the interstitial space. Okay.
Exactly. So
and there's a doorway in hell. Gotcha.
And it's not necessarily linked to just libraries. Any large repository of books or knowledge is a conduit. There can be multiple different ways into the Stygian library, or at least kind of from what you were getting from Rogolov. But the common thing is someone had to die nearby this repository of knowledge. So it seemed very convenient. Someone died here, very grisly.
Well, it was obviously of natural causes, so I mean, it's just lucky for us is all.
Paper is natural.
It's just books
just
do this.
Yeah.
This is what books do.
That's why I try to
avoid. Is this a
avoid
conversation
them.
we're having in character? Because
Yes.
I feel like Skarskin is like, do they do that in this world? I mean, on the surface?
That's why we don't touch them.
I mean, of course they do. I am also aware of this phenomena.
I'm gonna shoot my man a look and be like, nah, we're joking around.
If I had a nickel for every time I've seen something like this happen, I'd have at least 15 cents. And I gotta tell you, that's more than once.
3 times. Yep. I can math. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think we're just gonna fuck around until the moon comes up, basically. Maybe peruse the books, see if there's anything that sticks out or is interesting.
I have a fun conversation. Have any of you guys seen any interesting puppetry recently?
Thank you. I was just asking.
Why do you bring that up? Are you gonna get a Mr. Punch doll out and like see how he compares to me? Is this a size joke? Is that what you're getting at?
Would you like me to do
make
that?
it about him?
No, it's not about me. It's about Mr. Punch. It's a marionette puppet that beats his wife Trudy. You've never heard of Mr. Punch? Okay.
How is one of us gonna get underground to stick our hand up to be Mr. Punch though? To bat at you. It
Pretty
just
good
wouldn't work.
question.
Now a marionette, on the other hand, and I kind of start demonstrating, like we could really, we could do a boxing
John,
match.
are you a
like,
tunnel spider or are you a web spider?
I am a tunnel spider.
Ooh. So John does it. It's settled.
Abernathy, come here real quick.
Nah, I'm good.
Stand next to this puppet.
I thought we were just over this. I feel degraded when you make me do this. All right, I'm next to the puppet.
I cast web to create puppet strings for Abernathy, so he is also a puppet.
Abernathy, roll me a save versus paralysis.
I'd feel bad for him if he hadn't been such an asshole so consistently, but at this point, this is just good fun.
I rolled.
What'd you get?
No, let's not talk about that. Let's move on with life.
You know what he is? Abernathy's like, if Pippin had a son and raised him like the dipshit that Pippin is, like the son would turn out as Abernathy.
Abernathy is Pippin's abused son.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with you feeling that, you are able to marionette poor Abernathy.
It's not that I want to do this, but I do feel like I have to.
Wow.
At this point, I yell over to him, I'm like, all right, just like we practiced. And as he makes Abernathy dance, I go, when you want to go where people
Put it on the Ritz.
If it makes you feel better, Abernathy, you're Mr. Punch. Like, I'm not beating you up. You're beating up the other puppet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Abernathy, can you roll me 2d4?
Uh-oh.
2d4. What's a d4? Where's another d4? I know I have more out.
They look like little pyramids.
Oh, yeah.
He's not wrong.
That's a 2 and a 3.
Okay, so good news, bad news. You are able to break free of the web unless released earlier in 5 turns, which is 50 minutes. That's a lot of practicing you can do while you're waiting for the moon, like to reveal this pathway.
Just imagining by the time the moon gets here, they've got me in front of the window with like a curtain, and John's character's just like making the shadows move, and then the fan comes out. It's them vomiting the universe.
Yeah, I might scuttled over the window, making the puppet dance in front of me like a shadow play. It's great fun. Not very stealthy.
This might be my favorite bit we've done on the show. Oh. Good Lord.
Yeah.
As you are piloting your halfling party member for a good 50 minutes, and you've gone through most of the song and dance and rude gestures you could make this poor soul make, you've probably had him dry hump all the furniture and books. And
it's not dry.
We've done some rough sketches of it, so we can remember later.
More books are added to the discount sale for sake of bodily fluid, and the moon has risen in such a way that it falls where you can see the stains on the floor are the darkest, and it leads kind of in a pitter-patter and like swath that gets larger, and it coalesces towards a gap between two bookcases you don't recall being there. The light shines where the stain is, and it's just this perfect little nook.
All right. So before we go into the Stygian space beyond, my friends, don't burn any books, please. But I do have torches for the whole party, so we can all know where the hell we're going, because I have the feeling this place will be a maze. As a semi-experienced, semi-professional dungeon hunter dwarf. Yeah, 6 torches, so that's more than enough for everybody. Although they
I
last...
also have a lantern. and
Oh,
oil.
okay.
I have
Alright.
torches as well.
Never mind. We're all good.
We're all torched up. We're good.
Yep.
Nice.
Let's sally forth and see what this place is all about.
Oh, I love a good Sally.
I'll go first since I have much armor and many shield. So
The first thing that you notice is that since you are searching and you have you know where this door should be, you can see that there is a secret door that is recessed here, and there is a keyhole. There's no really good knob or anything, but the side of the large keyhole that was definitely not there even minutes before.
luckily, one of my talents happens to be, I think it's technically unstick door.
So open stuck doors is
Yeah.
something that all characters have to a degree. Usually it's 1 for people unless they have higher strength, and then it can range up to 3.
Yeah, mine's a
And
3.
in OSC, part of the stuck doors is that doors in dungeons are basically quasi-sealed in a way, unless you open them or reseal them with like nails or staves or other things, because that prevents wandering monsters and wandering counters from happening. So that isn't necessarily the same as lockpicking. Now, that being said, if you'd like to force a door, then that is something that you could certainly do.
Why are we trying to prevent wandering monsters from happening, Ian?
Well,
That's kind of our whole deal, dude.
We
Yeah.
ask ourselves every
What the
week.
shit?
It's in spite of ourselves, we just keep doing it. We keep trying to prevent this thing from happening. Like, all right, what do you guys think? Do we kick it open? Because I don't think we have a key. Like, Arugula or whatever his name is didn't give us one. So
I say we run at it Three Stooges style, like all at the same time. And
Can we just the keyhole? Like, is it key shaped or could it be knife shaped?
it's keyhole, but I mean, anything if you try hard enough could be knife hole shaped.
Very
Can
true.
I make
light
it?
knife?
Am I still a puppet, or do I have autonomy yet again?
Yeah,
You have autonomy again. You're just very sticky.
we've let you off. You were a good sport. Thank you.
All right, yeah, you're welcome, or you're welcome. Yes. So I go over to it and I try to like jimmy the lock with my dagger.
All right.
So it makes a rattling sound, but just from cursorily poking it, it does nothing.
Does any of us have lockpicking as a skill?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to just kick that bad boy in. So
Jiles is flipping through his book furiously, and he's like, just let me this. Nope, still don't have knock.
that's my dog snoring that you
What's
can
your
hear in the
strength?
background. My strength is 14.
Mine is 2. Do you want to run at it together?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Then both of you make a strength check. If both of you make both of your checks, then we'll see where that leads.
It's under for it, right?
Equal to or less, correct.
Yeah. All right. I made mine.
6.
I'm assuming that works for you as well.
Yeah, she's same as me. So
So that's right, 2 14s. So you both link arms, shoulder to shoulder, whatever it is, but you run and trundle your way over there and put both your weight on it, and the door creaks and groans. It makes the same protest that a bookshelf makes right as you begin to topple it over, and it's right before it falls. It's that same groan as it bursts open. You have this puff of air that smells of bookbinding glue, of decayed paper, fresh paper, ink from all kinds of different creatures, and you are blinded a little bit by just utter darkness. You can see that as you're looking into this dark space beyond, it's as if something very far away is rushing towards you, like a cube, something, and it's just getting larger and larger, and you hear the sounds of millions of books being flipped open at the same time.
Cool. I do not shrink from it, although that might lead to my grisly demise.
Just a few quick announcements for you. Episode 21 of Flail to the Face, a Morkborg actual play podcast with sound effects and voice acting, starring our own Kevin Welch and many others in the Morkborg community, is now live. Mr. Charles R. Bernard does have a short story coming out in late May in the literary magazine Spoon Knife. We have a few new game peripherals coming out from Madness Heart Games, including a pamphlet game called Sleep, the Paralysis, the LARP by Garrett Cook, and a guide on including anti-racist elements in unsettling horror games. A new book from Jeff Oliver called Mercy Kills. Mercy Kills is a dystopia novel set in 2034 with teenage assassin Mercy Gorson sparking a revolution that threatens to take down the fascist government and their evil plot to enslave the sick. So all that is coming out, and we hope you are as excited about it as we are. As always, I also want to take this moment to thank Bog Wizard for our intro, outro music, and the music you are listening to right now. It is the song Paladin of Death off the Split album with Dust Lord, an incredible album available on Bandcamp and iTunes. Let's get back to the mayhem.
I've got infravision. Is my vision any better?
Both of you have infravision, which is what almost like snakes have for people unfamiliar. It is a black and white vision, roughly kind of based off of like heat or kind of blind sight. So yes, both of you, unlike your other fellow humans and demi-humans, get a really good view of this as it begins to resolve towards you. It doesn't resemble so much of a library initially, because the room is devoid of bookshelves, and decidedly it is a room that is moving towards you like a infinite gulf being bridged and coming closer. But it looks to be like a boiler room. It's awash with heat, and you can decidedly tell that it is a moist, damp heat. There are large boiler tanks, including one large black iron furnace that is huffing and puffing.
Oh, we're in Freddy's house. Freddy Krueger's house, guys.
Great.
You see there's a snarl of different pipes taking the steam from the boiler in all kinds of different directions.
Not a library. Did we take a wrong turn? There was no turn. All right. Are there what is the outlines of the boiler area? Is there a door out looking behind us? Is there a door behind us now, or is there a wall?
So when you look into this boiler room, you can see that It goes on for maybe 60, 80 feet before it ends in a door. It is a spacious boiler room. In fact, you can see that not only is there a door towards the far end of this chamber away from you, but along the south wall of this room, there is a large, it looks like a slab metal riveted door. And it has a large wheel on the front of it and a large placard in brass above it that says vaults. And underneath it, finer script that's hard to see from your angle. Are you anyone stepping into this room and space and examining it more fully?
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'm sticking with him.
No, I mean, the
Since
room
he
is
can't read.
the
Yeah,
room is
yeah.
warm and moist. I'm all about it.
Good point.
All cool kids are doing it.
Now, as a reminder, as we're stepping into a right and proper dungeon space, that old school philosophy really begins to be, prevails here. So it is player skill. So there's less rolling as much as it is what your investigation, your poking, tinkering is, being more explicit with where you look and how you interact with objects, is not everything will be immediate nor resolve with a roll. So being mindful that now you're in a space where there may be danger at any point and just girding your loins appropriately.
Yeah, I'm going to check for traps first off. Like as I go, one step at a time. And I'm going to make my way towards the door with the plaque.
How are you checking for traps? I've rolled your roll, but also just thinking about where you're looking and how you're doing it.
Well, I'm watching my feet first, but I'm also like in front of my feet. I mean, like where my feet are going.
Okay.
But I'm also glancing to the left and right, looking for, any sort of tripwire or any mechanism that might spring out and skewer me or the like. And I'm using my normal vision and my infravision.
So as you were kind of like blinking back and forth between your visions and looking down at your feet left and right, you don't see anything that is indicative of a trap of any kind. There is a bit more noise now you've entered into this space from that boiler, again, huffing and puffing, rattling, clanking pipes. You hear hisses of the steam, little puffs of moisture, and sometimes you almost hear like a gurgle of something like within that water tank, maybe just big blurps of air as the furnace heats and sighs.
Oh, it's blood in there. I have no doubt about that. At least that's what my instincts are telling me.
Can I smell anything?
So,
How fresh is the blood in there?
as you are, what are you smelling exactly, Scrax?
I'm smelling the air in general to see if I get any impressions of anything that might be lurking in this room, or yes, that's what I'm doing.
So, unlike
Lurking or rotting or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Possibly edible.
you smell no blood, you smell coal, you smell soot, you smell ash, you smell lots and rust, and something that smells a little bit like, it's a bit like Skarson's armpits.
Huh.
Hmm.
I'll be honest, I don't even know what that could be.
Yeah.
You want to check it out? You can do that while I'm glancing towards the door.
Yeah, I'm
As
pretty
a-
sneaky. I could go check it out.
Cool.
Which door are you looking at? And Abernathy, did you go in with them as well?
I believe I said all the cool kids are doing it.
He did.
Giles comes in the rear.
Bow wow.
Good for
Whoa,
Giles.
Whoa, sir.
Hey,
Well, it is a
Maybe.
birthday today.
yes, it's
This
true.
is
Jiminy. My word.
Oh, monogamy is so gross. Yeah, like
Which door do you want to take?
I am going to head towards the one with the plaque. And I think that the armpit funky friend beside me is going to help me make out the letters. I can tell
Yeah.
that the curvy one that looks like a snake is an S. Remember, I do have that going for me.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you
I've-
for helping.
I'll be drawn to the other door.
The other door is a kind of swollen oaken door that's been exposed to a lot of moisture and heat, and it's kind of warping a bit. The vault doors, as you're looking at it, with the vault sign above it, you can see that the small script to you, Skarsson, is it says "Hungry Books."
That sounds like a bad idea.
Skarskin stares at it for a minute. You can kind of hear muttering in his own language. It says edible books. I believe they are books meant to be eaten. It says hunger books for your hunger. So I assume like edible panties, edible books. It makes sense to me, I think.
Yeah, definitely in the same genre.
Now, you said that you're saying that in your native tongue. What are you saying in your native tongue?
He mutters in his native tongue for a second before saying what I just said.
But what are you muttering in your native tongue?
He is working out like hungry books. Okay. Obviously, I'm not understanding this right. Hungry books implies that the books have something to do with hunger. Hunger is something you eat, like you eat when you're hungry. Ergo, the books must be edible.
Right. I'm wanting to be precise about that. Ooh, okay.
So hunger books, huh? Well, I don't like the sound
it's
of
like
that
Hunger
either.
Games, only less shitty, I guess.
I don't like the sound of that either, but let's see what the other door has to say.
Roll me, Skarsson, 2d6.
3. Double threes, baby. Spider eyes. It's like snake eyes, but there's more of them.
All right. So there is a sniggering coming from above you.
Skarskin lets out a hiss and looks up.
So in the rafters of the ceiling, you see that there are just these tapers, just this like cobweb pattern just splattered across the ceiling. No one has really looked up into these rafters, and conveniently perched on long wads of webbing are these very strange spider-like creatures. Their abdomen thorax is that much more of a praying mantis, but the heads look much more like humanoid skulls. They have large bulbous eyes that are regarding you with something that looks like maybe contempt or maybe some type of judgment, and they're clicking their mandibles and muttering to themselves in spider tongue.
Can I understand what they're muttering?
Oh yeah, they're saying,
Are we edible?
they're saying, stick this guy out. He doesn't even know how to read. Dumbass.
He is not dumb. He is just uneducated. We're working on it. I say, putting an arm around my foreman friend.
And I'm like, what are they saying about me? What are they saying about me?
They're being very rude.
There's 3 of them. 2 of them lock eyes, and as you're trying to say, pin the can't read on your friend, one like they both like puff out their cheeks as much as mandibles can possibly do, and one of them splurts out a little bit of web as they both begin to laugh very hard, and they gibber at you.
Well,
I
these
don't
guys
want
are
to
dicks.
alarm. I don't want to alarm any of you, friends, but we are not alone, and we, much like the books through this path, are very edible. That's a Yul Gibbons quote. If anyone doesn't know that, the bark of many trees is edible. I'm Yul Gibbons, mutual of Omaha.
I call dibs on the small one.
He is probably the most tasty. Abernathy, I would run, sir.
Well, this is just great. This is grand. I'm not tasty at all. You see this? It's gamey. It's full of like toxins and booze and everything. Poor life decision that has led me to this point. You think this is gonna taste good? This is not Wagyu. Okay,
It's definitely going to taste good.
I mean, yeah.
this is the kind of meat that you get off of roadkill that sat in the sun for 4 days.
That's the best.
Riddled with parasites is one we want to emphasize as well. Yeah.
The one that splurted out a little bit of accidental web reaches behind himself and pulls out the wad and begins to just do a little bit of a cat's cradles with it. And it goes, yeah, I bet. No, that one's still mine. You are very edible because I can see someone already tried to eat you, so maybe I should just take advantage of that. And he...
are they still speaking in spider tongue?
Yeah.
Okay. I turn towards my friends and say, my dear companions, they are going to try to make us poop. No, wait. Turn us into poop?
Yeah, I get
Yes,
it.
turn us into poop.
All right. Battle axe is already in my hand. I'm ready to tangle with
You want
these
us to eat
fuckers.
them?
Yeah.
Yes, by all means, eat them.
So, just to reiterate, it sounds like you're preparing for combat, not parlay.
Yes.
Correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
I
What?
will. Yeah, I don't know what these things are. They're not actually spiders, so I don't think I can actually like diploma my way out of here.
That is up to you. You tell me what your action is.
No, I think we just need to prepare for battle.
In a minute since I whacked a monster in a dungeon.
True.
All right. We're going to do round, unless people want individual initiative, I was going to do round robin. How does that work for people for setting a precedence?
That's fine.
I'm
Fine
fine
for
with
me.
it.
Yeah.
All right. Then someone roll d6 for the party.
I have a D6. I can do things. The party has a 6.
Ooh.
Party gets to go
Nice
first.
job.
Cool.
So we will do from my visual field of initiative, which begins with Leopold, then moving to Skaar, moving to Scrax.
Please
and then-
call me Girthwood, because it makes me smile.
I had no idea who Leopold was. I just
I-
call him Girthy.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have a ranged weapon, so I might actually just have to hang on here. Let's see, battle axe. La, 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 la. I got rope.
Wait, I think
I could throw something at them. That seems dumb. Yeah, and you said they're on the ceiling, right?
They're on the ceiling. They are the size of large dogs.
Yeah, there's no. First of all, I'm a dwarf, and second of all, neither the battle axe nor mining pick that I have. Giving me a mining pick, by the way. Hi ho.
Racist.
Yeah, stereotyping dwarves. No, it's not. Yeah, I think I just taunt, like something. I say something like, what's vulgar? I ask my spider friend what's the most vulgar thing I can say to him, and then I say it.
I translate for him, so
Yeah.
I'm shouting up on his behalf. Your mother was an aphid. Trust me, that was devastating.
Mhm.
Cool, excellent. I'd slap him on the back, like, thank you. Yeah.
So you're just throwing epithets. Anything else you want to do?
There's nothing I really can do, unless I can lasso one of them, and I'm not sure that's like that would be what, a dex check.
So you'd be your full round action taking out your rope and then attempting to lasso one.
I mean, it sounds silly, so I'm just gonna
you can attempt anything.
Yeah, what the hell? Why not? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I have 50 feet of rope. I'm gonna tie a lasso and try and grab the one who was making fun of my education.
Oh, to be clear, they weren't making fun of you. They were making fun of.
But he doesn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because we were all speaking spider.
Yeah, and he was translating poorly. But the one that was being most insulting, let's just say, I'm gonna try and bring him on down here. I'm gonna be the scorpion to his spider, if you will. That was a Mortal Kombat joke, John.
I appreciated it.
You have to say "get over here" if it's successful.
Yeah.
So you're going to be making a ranged attack, and for you don't have any benefit. So it is a straight D20 versus their AC.
Okay. Let's see what Lady Luck has in store for me. And that's a nat 1. So Lady Luck has fucked me, not in the good way.
You throw up your rope and you just get it stuck on the sticky ceiling. And now all the spiders are laughing at you that you don't know it. And they say some things that are also devastating back that you immediately just bleep out here.
You just see it starts to go, oh.
And I'm yelling like, "What?
Dude.
Have him come down here and say that. Come on down here and say that."
They said that you were a four-limbed chump.
I don't know what that. I do have 4 limbs.
Oh,
but...
oh my! Don't admit that. You insane.
Speaking of which, Skaar-san, it's your initiative.
I don't. Ian, as per our conversation earlier, am I able to use web at this point?
At this point, absolutely.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn my head, I do something under my robe. I lock my hood is staring at the guy that previously did his own little webbing, and I say, "You think you're so clever? Well, have at thee!" And just like I cast web at the guy.
Okay, so
I'm gonna make
with
"have at thee" my war cry for the rest.
It's very good.
The rest of this campaign, yeah.
So your version of web is 10 feet, and so you could basically do a 10-foot cube. So you're able to get 2 of these 3 spiders caught in it.
Damn.
Nice.
So you say "have at thee," and you just spray them with your silly string squirters. Where do they? Do you have a spinneret? Are they coming on your wrists?
Yeah, no, they come out of my. I have a spinneret, but I'm like essentially taking my spinneret and weaving it with my hands.
All right. So you just start.
That means it's coming out of your butt, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sir.
You're just fingering
It's
your
really
rear
hot,
end
by the
and
way.
then throwing up gobs of web.
Yeah.
And the spiders stare at you, just mandibles agog, and as you just start splattering with web. And they both turn, shrug off your web, and say, "What a dumbass! Look at him, Jerry. This is jerking off over here. what the fuck? You pervert! I can't wait to eat his ass."
Whoa.
Bounce
Okay,
Bella.
Alex Jones.
I was gonna say this got way better.
It is. What is this guy even doing? And one of them begins to like spaghetti, take all of your web and turn it into a large ball. And he begins to toss it back and forth between 2 of his feet. And he's like, "I'm going to nail that little one in the face."
Just mocking us.
They're not,
Abernathy,
they're not
Correct.
attacking. Like it's.
Are you-
Abernathy, how do you feel about facials?
It's really not my thing. I'm not going to kink shame or anything. If you're into it,
I
that's
have bad
power
news
to-
then.
Why?
Do the word spider bukkake mean anything to you?
Mm.
It's been a long time since I went overseas, and I saw the show, paid the money. It wasn't a thing that I was really into, but I feel like I grew as a person from the experience.
Good news, you're gonna grow again.
Why? What are they saying in Dark Elf up there? I know it's Dark Elf, right? That's what they're speaking. Drow. Is that what they
Yes.
call it here? Is that the correct nomenclature? Drow.
Yes.
Those are drow.
They're driders, which are a drow thing.
So, Scrax, it's your turn, and there apparently is a parliament of drow on the ceiling.
Yeah, I've got a pole arm. I bet that would be that gives me a little bit more reach, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that
poke one
would
of
Yeah.
be-
Poke one.
I'll do
Just
the
poke
the
him.
poke one of the classic poke and hook. So you
Yeah.
can just poke and hook. That's what I'm gonna try for. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
That's a 1.
Even with your +1.
Oh no, then that's a 2. Okay. Ooh. Thank God.
A
So
non-critical failure.
you roll the nat 1. So as you go and stab up one of the spiders, the one that was originally holding his little butt wad from laughing too hard, just slaps it like a vending machine sticky hand, wraps it around your pole arm, and then slaps it to the ceiling, just gluing it to the ceiling. And then in Spider, there's a little bit of a translation error where it's not as funny, but it's basically saying like, oop, got your weapon.
Yeah, fuck these guys. Maybe they're
Yeah,
not
I
even going
hate
to
these
attack.
guys.
Like
Yeah.
they're just gonna
Abernathy,
stay up there.
these spiders are very far above you, being that you are shorter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a. I hope you've got like a, I don't know, Stinger missile or something.
I do have a spear and I have a sling. How flammable are spider webs?
Very, if
Very
it's
flammable.
life, yeah.
They're very flammable.
Excellent. Now
Drow are also pretty flammable, by the way.
Oh.
I have a sling, and I believe I was given a torch. Obviously it's not like a slingshot, it's the swirly twirl let go and then it shoots
yeah.
the rock.
Yeah.
Which are super deadly, by the way.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of how I can make fire go from where I'm at to where they're at in a way that will kill them.
I will just say it's going to take 2 actions, because for 1 round you're going to be pulling out both your torch and your flint and steel and then igniting it. So that's going to take 1 full 6-second action to do.
I was assuming the whole time we had our torches already lit. That's my bad. Okay.
I didn't hear anyone saying they were lighting any sources.
We did.
I've got
we
dark
did.
vision though, right? I can
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
we
Charles
did say
Charles
that.
definitely distributed and lit
Yeah.
torches.
Uh-huh.
Oh, then I'm incorrect. If your torch is lit, then... But letting you know, having torches and lamplight will kill improvision for other people because you're spilling in light that'll blur out their improvision.
That's fine. I've still got regular vision.
Yeah, just as a Hawaii.
Okay.
Okay, so we will roll that back. So if you want to hurl or attempt to slingshot a torch,
Okay. I would like to slingshot a torch at the spider boys.
Slingshot a torch
Nothing
to the
wrong
Spider
with
Boys
this.
is my new single.
right.
It's dropping on
it.
TikTok on Tuesday.
so make yourself a ranged touch attack. So for you, Abernathy, you be rolling, well, d20 plus 2.
And that's against my...
You're doing against an AC.
Okay. So it's a D20 plus 2.
That's correct.
And there's no way I can make that like a plus 12.
What?
I was just gonna see if I can make it a plus 12. If you give me the 2, maybe you'll give me an extra 1 in front of
No.
it. All right, so 9.
Okay. So you throw this torch up,
Mm-hmm,
and it almost gets to the ceiling, and then it just falls back down towards you.
I am short. If only I had vertical assistance.
Mm.
But I
So,
don't.
so Jiles, he's been flipping through his book this entire time, and he says, I, Jiles, apprentice to and ward to Adorius, the Blue Master of the mystical arts, wielder of a power known and unknown, co-founder of the Council of Five, the mightiest wizards in all the land, have taught me the perfect spider crushing spell. It is something that Adorius himself taught me, and let me try that. Abernathy, and he mutters this string of syllables, mostly unintelligible. Some you can tell is probably very made up, but from his fingertips arc out a green sparks that coalesce into the shape of a glowing arrow, and he flings it at one of the spiders in the middle.
Not bad.
It skewers this spider, and it falls dead on the floor.
Oh,
It's
thank God
like
one of us is competent.
Snap up as he begins to writhe around.
Yeah, laugh at that, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Hopefully
So
that'll get him off the ceiling at least. I want him in action range.
He is in action range. He fell to the ground.
No, that guy's dead though, I think.
He
You
can be
think?
more dead.
Yeah, but I want those other ones to come down and scrap with us.
Can't be dead
That's
enough.
fair.
So the spider that has been tossing back and forth this large ball throws it down, also acting as a web spell. I need, first off, let me just check. Okay. All right. So the spider with that large ball of web throws it down, and instead of it unfurling and making a large net to get all of you, it instead splorps on the ground like a wad of mashed potatoes. It wiggles a bit, and then it lays still. And the spider shrugs at the other spider.
No.
It was his-
Go
it was
on.
his
Go on
shit.
about
It's a
how
line
cool
on
you
this.
are. No,
Yeah.
go. Talk about how fucking cool you are, I say in Spider.
That's your shit, not mine. My shit is flawless.
No, it looks good. It looks cool. You look super cool. Tell your other friend down here. Tell your other friend down here how cool you fucking are, you piece of shit.
Glad at least John can talk shit to them properly.
Yeah, but that guy was an asshole.
So are you.
Ooh. Well, those drow.
The other spider also is like, you know what? Holds his smaller ball web. Is like, I'll show you how to cast web, and then attempts another casting of web. This time with his own stuff. So he's going to target. It's a 10-foot cube. It's going to be targeting Leopold, Scrax, and Abernathy.
Okay.
Finally. All right. So Leopold, you are managed to step aside as this perfectly web-shaped web just falls down from the ceiling, and it ensnares both Scrax and Abernathy.
Abernathy's having a bad time with the web lately.
Yeah.
Well,
I need both of you to roll me a save versus paralysis.
Okay.
well, it's better than the last time I saved against paralysis.
Is
What
that
does
a
that mean?
pass or fail? They're pass fails.
Well, the previous time I rolled a 1. This time
you guys.
I rolled a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 100% better.
Yeah,
And still a
twice
failure.
as good.
Scrax.
I was having a rough time because there's so much blood on it, but it's a 10.
Is that a pass or a fail for you?
Let's see. What was it?
Hold
It's right on. 10 is my paralysis.
Okay, so you make it. So basically, you rip your way out of the net, but poor Abernathy is just plastered with it, and he is entangled and helpless.
At least he was warned what was going to happen to him today.
Mhm.
I
He did
did,
have plenty of
yeah.
warning.
Top of
That's
the
true.
initiative, Leopold. Oh,
Well, God damn it! I still
Sorry,
don't have
Girthwood.
now. I don't have a rope, and I don't want to lose my mining pick just throwing it at these assholes. And they just are apparently going to stay up there. Oh, I have a lit torch too. I'm going to try and throw mine at the web, and I'm just going to fling it because with as much web as been thrown around at this point, I would think it'd be pretty easy to start a fire.
all right, so that is a D20 versus their armor class.
Come on. That is a 8.
So you throw your torch up, and it gets almost to the ceiling, and as it licks a little bit of the webbing, it doesn't catch, and it falls down. You're
Oh,
just
disappointing.
shy, just an inch.
We'll get him eventually.
Garson.
All right.
Uh,
I've still got.
Oh.
No, not Scrax.
Oh,
Skarskin.
sorry.
It's me.
I got
I'm going
excited.
to. I have a staff.
We all
I'm
know.
going to skitter up Scrax's back to their shoulders and take a swing with my staff at him.
Are you allowing this, Scrax?
They're
Begrudging.
webbed.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm not. I'm free.
No.
Oh, sorry, it was dwarf.
Abernathy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and-
Abernathy can be a footstool.
Abernathy's not tall enough, but and I'm
that's why
not
it is.
really tall enough. Although our combined heights might be enough to reach them. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, but yeah,
How-
Scrax,
how
are you
far
allowing
up
me
are
to
they?
do this?
I will allow it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Get my.
Better-
I need you to get my weapon while you're up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I scramble up Scrax's back and I pinata at the the spiders.
All right, roll me your attack.
Roll that beautiful attack.
Okay. Goddamn. That's a dirty 20. Nice.
All right, so after all that shit talking back and forth, you get a solid wallop across one of these. Roll me
Yeah,
your
let me see my
damage.
weapon. Okay. That's not. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does 3 points of blunt damage.
Is that enough to knock his ass loose at least?
It is not, but it makes a very satisfying thwunk sound.
Kunk.
I'll allow it.
I said use a bitch. I meant use a bitch.
It hisses at you.
That's fair.
Scrax, so you have a drow riding on your shoulders.
Yeah, and that's kind of limiting my movement.
It
I would
is making
imagine.
it difficult
You
to do
could
much
just
else.
throw me.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
like,
jump
can
and boost him up there.
Can I toss him?
Well, I suppose you can make a strength check and see if you
Alright.
can.
Good. My strength's pretty high. The blood. Fuck. Okay. So that was a 16.
So
Oh, okay.
you have one arm maybe a little bit stronger than the other or something for some reason, because basically you start to lift up really hard with one, the other you not as hard, so you just basically throw Scarson off balance, chucking him to the side.
Motherfucker.
It's what I meant to do.
At this point, a mysterious sound has begun to play in the background, and it's just.
It's what happens on the hour, the steam pipes, this play
Okay,
Calliope
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
It's an indicator of venting.
It's fair.
All right. So, Abernathy, you are currently webbed.
Yeah.
Do you have any grand pontifications or something to shout through muffled lips?
Yeah, you guys all hear off from the pile of web.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I could understand some of that. Were the words "in my mouth" in there?
Yeah, that was in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you are still going to be entangled for a while, unfortunately, Abernathy, but it gives you times to think about maybe the marionette routines that you'd like to do to your party once you figure out how to master the web. Giles flips through his book and looks up at the spiders and keeps like furiously flipping through the book and closes it very loudly, and instead picks up his staff and starts waving his staff, saying a bunch of very strange words that are clearly not anything like the magical words he spoke before.
Ba with the ba, the bang, diggy, diggy, diggy. Hit the
And he's-
boogie. Set up, jump the boogie.
You will die a horrible death in the next hour, and stays clearly out of the way of danger. And
He's just
I
playing
am
the
a
odds with that
terrible,
one.
I'm a terrible and great wizard, don't you know? You were slowly dying. The spiders, since you have been kind of knocked on the ground, the one spider that through the failure of a web wad drops down on top of
Finally.
you, Skaar, and it's like, now we're going to see who's the bitch, and clacks his mandibles and goes for a solid bite, and does manage to bite you. Now, I need to check to see if Skaar, if you have any immunity towards
I don't.
poison. You don't. All right, I need you to make me a save versus poison.
There's my d20. So I need to roll above an 8?
Yes, 8 or above.
15.
So it bites you. It is getting its mandibles caught on your thick ash-covered robe, and it only inflicts 1 point of damage as it bites you, and you feel it's like pumping venom, but instead of it really going inside of you, it's just leaking down your neck, and it's very gross. It is also just a very insulting thing for a spider to do to a fellow drow. It is the equivalent of teabagging, as it were. The other spider drops down and tries to take a bite out of you, Leopold.
Please, Girthwood.
Girthwood. I will gird my woods. Girthwood, your...
Good luck with that.
I was going to say, your armor class currently is 14.
Ridiculous. Yeah. No,
And-
isn't it higher than that? Because I also have a shield.
Are you wielding your shields and you're doing all the tossing?
Yeah, that's a good point. I only have so many hands. Shield's probably on my back. All right, yeah.
We can adjust that because it rolled a 15 for its bite. I need you to roll me a save versus poison as well. So that's 8 or more for you.
Okey-dokey. I passed with my first good roll of the night, a 16.
Fantastic. You take 2 points of damage as it sinks its skewers into the back of your neck. Top of the
Alrighty.
initiative is you, Girthwood, as this thing is wrapping itself around you and biting you.
Oh, I'm going to chop that motherfucker in half.
Good.
I think that sounds like a great
But
idea.
not at the waist. I'm doing it cleft in twain style. I'm doing it vertically. So yeah, let's see how he likes that. And then that's just a straight up strength, right? Or am I
You're doing
rolling
it as an
versus
attack,
AC?
so your
Yeah.
battle axe is +1
+1.
for attack.
All right, that's a nat 20 +1.
There we go.
Ah, Lady Luck is back on my side.
So double damage.
And let's see what my damage with that is. Hang on one second. +1 attack, d6 +1 damage twice over. Okay. So that's 4 points total for the first, and 3 points total for the second, for a total of 7 points of damage.
So you have this very satisfying thwack sound as you separate its head from its, well, the thing that it has closest to shoulders, because it is kind of this weird humanoid, roughly praying mantis thing, and it lolls across the floor. I need someone to roll me 2d6.
You should corner the last one and pull its legs off.
and 2.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it. So the one that is still biting you sees the head, or sorry, that's biting you, Scarson, sees the head of its friend roll, looks over its shoulder, says, "Oh fuck," and is like, and begins to just climb up the wall to get away from you.
That's fair.
But it is your turn.
You gonna let him
You
get
let
away?
it- you let it-
No, I'm going to give chase, and I believe I should get a bonus for my back attack as I slam my sword through its fucking back.
That is reserved for thieves.
Oh, weird.
Wait,
Because
do-
thieves have backstab. So
do
whenever
assassins
they,
not?
well, we haven't made your assassin
That's
yet.
fair.
That's
That's
fair.
fair.
But
All right.
be very excited. All the XP we get from this little encounter will help us with that.
That is a 16.
You get a solid hit on it as it is attempting to flee. Roll your damage.
Then my sword is a
D8.
D8. That's you, my friend.
That's the one that looks like the Cenobite god Leviathan.
Yes, sir. And that's a 6.
So you put a terrible wound across it. It is this dripping ichor, and it squeals this terrible sound, and it is continuing to try to climb away, although still feebly. Scrax.
I still have a spear. I'm gonna throw a spear.
All
Nice.
right.
Let me see what my okay.
You might have to climb up there and get that back. Keep in mind.
No, the pole arm is up there. I've still got a spear too.
Yeah, I know, but if your spear goes through the spider and sticks it up there, anyway, we'll figure it out.
Well, I think I can climb walls. I'm a lizard, right?
We'll all stand on top of one another until we
Yeah.
can get our stuff back.
That's a 17.
Nice.
All right. So you throw the spear, and just like an archivist that is tacking and mounting insects to a board for preservation, you nail this spiderkin to the wall with a decidedly satisfactory shunk sound. It punctures through the plate wall, and it holds it there. It gurgles and froths for a bit, and then all of its limbs stop twitching.
Talk shit, get speared.
He made this choice as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
True.
So, as you are looking at the aftermath of this, Jiles comes over and says, "See, I am a great and powerful wizard. I lowered all of their. I made them easier for you to hit."
Well, he also killed one of them outright, didn't he?
Yeah, like
First
he doesn't
round?
have anything to prove to us.
Yeah, no, that was badass. The magical arrow that took out that first one. So I'm actually impressed, and I'm like, good job. You're pretty dope. Pretty dope wizard there, bro.
Yeah,
I think that's how I'm gonna play my guy from now on.
Like it.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Giles
we're trying to have a
collect-
moment here, man.
Do we have like a can of Web Be Gone or something, or are we gonna have to wait for that to dissolve on its own?
You can cut him free. Giles collects some spider mandibles and a little thing of spider venom.
Cool. I will cut my friend Abernathy free, and help him to his feet, and then commence looting bodies.
Wait,
Fuck that rope. It can stay on the table.
you don't want to eat his delicious insides while he's helpless?
Yeah, I do.
I really, really do, but I won't.
Wow.
Self-control.
Thanks, everybody.
You're welcome, friend.
I appreciate the honesty and all.
The funny thing is, I meant Girthwood, and if Girthwood was resisting your tender inside.
And all of us are like, fuck yeah, I want to eat him.
No. I'm well aware that everything he said to those spiders about the quality of his meat is entirely true. Like, I wouldn't like. I think he'd poison me, frankly. So no.
Yeah, it's a definite possibility.
Yeah.
That's half the fun.
All that pipe weed and ale and God knows what. Yeah, cut him free though. Make sure. I actually, on second thought, would like to retrieve my rope if possible, even if it involves a little climbing or whatever.
Yeah, I need to get my weapons too.
I'll go get their weapons and stuff.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks.
Get her around.
And Girthwood, did I hear you saying you were wanting to search the room?
The bodies. I want to see if they have anything on them. Like, I don't know if they were even clad, but see if they're carrying any items.
Well, in that case, what I will need is for Paschke to roll me 3d30.
3d30. I only have
Yeah, so give me your 33 three
roll it
times.
3 times, yeah.
7,
Okay.
6. Come on, you're a d30. Do better than that. 25.
Okay. In various pouches made of webbing, you find across these 3 bodies a pack of playing cards,
Cool.
a shoe with a hidden compartment for hiding valuables, and
Only one?
only one, it's the left shoe, and
size?
I don't know, 8?
Size 8.
Sorry.
Men's or women's? European or American?
Men's
Spider.
American.
And a notepad full of poetry. Roll me
Aw.
odds or even, Girthwood.
All right, I got it. Let's see. That would be 1 is odd, right? Yeah.
Yes. It is full of bad poetry.
I go ahead and clown on his poetry.
Where did he get my book?
No. I'm like reading some of it out loud and cracking up and like just disrespecting the shit out of him posthumously.
Is it? First of all, I love this bit, but you can't read, and it's probably in spider language.
That's true.
Ergo, you should let me read it aloud and translate it
read
for
it
you.
aloud, and I will mock. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tell us about the glistening mandibles. Come on.
Yeah.
Drow don't have mandibles, dear fellow.
And then,
Although this
like,
one's mandibles were really dumb. He had a crush on. Oh no,
her name was a mandible.
a mandible to hug.
A mandible to hug and kiss. Yeah.
So that being said, you have these large vault doors and then a buckled, worn, swollen wooden door that's leading east out of here.
Is the swollen wooden door labeled at all? Not that I would know, but I would at least look to see if there is a sign near it.
Before we doors, can I get some fresh blood from the not spider drow deceased to sprinkle upon our gift?
So spiders don't necessarily have so much blood as they do a ichor-like substance, but you could sprinkle it on the package and see what it does.
I'd rather we stick to the rules, and I've already taken some HP damage, but if we have time to heal before we camp or whatever, I'll do the sprinkling. What is that? In like 1 HP of damage to do that every night?
No, I mean it could just be minor pinprick. You think?
Oh, yeah,
The rules
got
are
that.
unclear.
In that case, because I sharpen my axe and test the edge with my thumb every night to make sure that it's cut my thumb sharp. So I'll just make that my sprinkling time.
Cut my thumb into pieces. This is my infernal package.
Now, as you are traversing the Stygian library, directions and things work kind of curiously. When you're thinking about being in this near infinite space, you basically have a couple of different directions that you can go. You can stay here. You can stay on the current level that you are on and experience random encounters, wandering monsters, and so forth. Or you can go deeper and you can go down a level that is procedurally generated as you're going through a new area. You can go back one location. So in essence, you are building a web of locations by traversing the infinite library horizontally and also downward, branching outward. So that being said, the door that looks swollen has a little sign next to it that says boiler room. Continued.
Fuck it. Let's do the Hunger Books.
That's what I'm saying, baby.
So as you are standing on the outside of this vault, you see that it has a large wheel holding the door shut. Who is cranking it, or what are you doing?
You really have to ask who's cranking it, Ian.
Who's cranking it?
That seems personal, frankly.
Normally I would go first because my armor class, but I am down a couple of points of HP.
You know what? I will do it. I have a pretty high. I have a armor class 15, so I'll do it.
Cool. Your AC is actually better than mine without my shield.
I also have a shield, so.
Oh, cool. Your turn up front, spider friend.
Yep.
What? What? You called him a spider? Why would you call him a spider?
Because I'm a drow and we worship a spider god and tend to put spiders on a lot of things. Did you not notice the spider motif on my robe? You should pay more attention, friend. That's very rude. Anyway, I crank it. I crank it so right.
Well, it may be because you have an audience, but you're having a hard time cranking it.
That's actually the opposite problem, really.
That's my time to shine. Yeah.
The door is locked, and you can not crank it until you have unlocked it.
Voyeurism.
God damn it! This again. That arugula guy didn't give us any keys.
Arugula.
I know it was Rugalon. I'm just having fun.
Rogolman.
I guess I didn't know.
Ragaman?
I thought you were making. I just like it because in my head, I think you're making fun of Abernathy. Because in my head, I would think arugula to make fun of Abernathy.
I'll come up with something for Abernathy eventually.
Grabernathy.
I was going to say Abersnatchy.
He is a snack. Literally, we will eat him.
Abernasty. That's the one.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
So the vault's door is locked. And unlike the door that you bull rushed open, this one looks to have a degree of security about it.
Well, fuck me. None of us is a lock picker, and I guess that's just not an option.
Can we break the lock?
It may be challenging as the lock is internal.
Yeah, that would
describe your attempt, but this is a security door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're shit out of luck.
One of us should have been a thief or something.
I made the breach.
One of us should have taken a ranged class.
Yep.
Real good.
Oh well, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Why we have our wizard friend?
No, I'm real great at that.
He already told us he didn't remember to memorize knock.
But he has ranged stuff, right?
Well, traditionally in like old school D&D, wizards were confined to using just daggers and staves, and it wasn't until like AD&D/second edition that they use darts and bullets like the slings.
What's the door made out of?
Swollen oak, or are you talking about the vault, which is iron?
Okay, because I have a saw, which we're at the vault. It's not going to help. Never mind.
I have a mining pick, but I don't think that's going to get through iron either. I mean, I think I could break the lock, but I don't think that would unlock it. I think that would just break the lock. So I think we just need to keep going in the boiler room until we find one that's either we can open by main force or is unlocked.
Or we find a key.
That's a good point. Although I don't know. Maybe it's hidden nearby, but why would it be?
If video games have taught me anything, if you kill all the monsters in a room, one of them will inevitably drop a key.
Usually the master key. Yeah.
We shouldn't spend too much time worrying about it. Like, we don't know this is the right way to go.
No, it's non-4-dimensional space. So
we go to the boiler room to electric boogaloo, and we kill more drow.
Yeah,
one of them will drop a key. I mean, I thought we were just spitballing our actual plan. I didn't say it like this. I mean, if I said it like this, then be offended.
You have to watch the tone.
So that being said, you are able to continue or go deeper into the Stygian library.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
we do that.
Yeah.
What?
Pushing deeper into the library. Let's do it.
Yeah, the thing you just said.
So it takes about 10 minutes for you to traverse and start descending down one of these pathways between the layers of this infinite library space. You transition from the steamy warmth of the boiler room level, and you feel a decided chill as you begin to climb deeper into the darkness. That moisture clinging to you just makes your skin turn into goose flesh because it is so cold as you leave.
Not mine. That's my version of I have dark vision.
Well, don't spiders, their movement gets like retarded as you get colder? Like don't you like slower?
Correct. They're
Don't
cold-blooded.
insult his movement.
Well, we're not so much cold-blooded as icorish insects. I could go into torpor if it gets too cold, though.
Okay. So you see that there is a landing and a door that is opening into the space beyond. Who's on point?
I'll find it's my turn. I've got the AC of 18 too.
Jeez.
Yeah, why weren't you in the lead the whole time?
Because I hate books.
Fair point.
All right.
Bridget, I recorded that. I'm sending it to Max.
But actually, we are recording this.
Yes. You should all be aware we're recording this, by the way.
John, timestamp 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 40 seconds. You're welcome.
Thank you. By the way, we are recording this for training purposes. Oh, balls.
So, Scrax, do you open the door?
Yeah, let's open it.
So the first thing that happens is that there is this big burst of cold, dry air that extinguishes the torches, throwing everyone onto the stairwell into Stygian darkness. Now, you and Girthwood can see perfectly fine with your infravision into this space beyond. What you see are endless rows of bookshelves, but in the center of this chamber are glass cases. Could you roll me a d10?
I could. All right. Where'd it go? That's a 3.
Can you roll that for me? Ian?
You see, it was all I needed was just it from Scrax. So Scrax, what you see are these glass cases of human adult skeletons.
Interesting.
On one side of the wall, there are a collection of gears that are cranking and turning, anywhere from larger than a shield to some that are just the size of a bird's skull. They are clacking and whirling. Other than that, there is no source of light in here. You think for 1 second you might have seen some movement in the far distance, maybe a small figure, but you didn't get a good look at it.
Do I smell anything?
You smell some type of humanoid.
Okay. Smell edible?
Potentially.
So there's something small in here. I don't know what it is. Smells humanoid.
What humanoid isn't edible when you get right down to it?
And
Yeah,
other than what are, what are those that one group, the autonomous machine class in later D&D,
Warforged.
Warforged, they're probably not edible.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Modrons.
Are Warforged
No, they are
humanoid?
very edible.
Modrons?
Yeah, because you can order them.
Wait, I don't know Nodron, so I didn't
Minus
get that joke, but...
all XP. Modrons are constructs
Denizens of the elemental plane of
Mechanicus.
order.
Okay.
That was good, John, and I award you no points.
Yeah, the silence was deafening, which is
May
why
God have mercy on your soul.
I felt the need to explain my silence. Like, I mean, I would have
Because of
given you a
silence.
courtesy trickle, John.
All right. So you, anyone else going inside this space?
Oh yeah, I
sure.
mean,
Yeah, come on in.
I can see in it, so I'm in there somewhere. I'm not bringing up the rear, but I'm not in the front either.
All right, then I need Leopold. Sorry, Girthwood. Since you were in second, roll me a d20.
Oh yeah.
Or I can do it.
Nope, I got it. D20. That's a 16.
Okay. So in the far distance, you do see a scuttering of, well, maybe it's just two like small figures, maybe roughly 4 feet high in dark robes. Color is hard to tell when you have infravision because everything is basically black or white, but they look to be very dark robes. You can tell that the skin of their feet are very pale, but all their other features are completely like non-renderable in the darkness and with their cloaks. They seem to turn and see you, and they run behind one of the bookcases in the distance.
I report this to the rest of my companions in all the details that you just told me. So
Any reaction to that?
me personally?
No, I was just asking the
Just in general.
I mean, I assume we're going to proceed with caution. Like the fact that they're no offense, Abernathy, because I am probably about 4 feet tall myself. But 4 feet tall, cloaked, barefoot could be a threat, but probably not like a, huge threat. I'm more curious than anything. I mean, if the Stygian library has librarians, then maybe that's what they are. And if so, I would be super curious to meet them and possibly learn how to read.
Should we throw out a haphazard hello into the dark?
Yeah.
I'm just still processing the fact you're saying that halflings aren't a threat.
Ooh,
I have killed before. I need you to know that.
definitely will again.
I need you to know that.
Yeah, I know that your character is going to be defensive no matter what I do. So I just
That's
pat you
damn straight.
I just pat you on the head. Yeah.
He's going to be offensive no matter what you do.
Mhm. You got to pat me on the head, and the spear just goes right underneath your hand. Like, go ahead, do it. Just go on, try it. Just go ahead, pat me on the head. Pat me on. See how it goes. See how it goes.
In fairness, if I were a halfling, that would be my reaction too. So yeah, hands withdrawn.
Okay.
So you find yourself here on the second level of the Stygian library. You came from a boiler room. Now you're in this strange chamber. Lots of bookshelves. These glass display cases with adult human skeletons just neatly in a row on a mechanical wall that is still grinding. The small figures that you saw slip in between some bookcases have not come back out, and it kind of gives you a feeling of unease as, again, everyone is in pitch black darkness since no one has bothered to relight their torches. And that is where we will pause for this evening, as you are needing to work your way down through this to find those infernal gates.